Vulnerability is not weakness. It's courage. Taking emotional risks means opening up, sharing fears, and trusting someone with your whole self. It's where real connection begins. When it comes to relationships, we often think strength means having it all together, being independent, having no emotional cracks. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Real strength, true, unshakable strength, comes from vulnerability. Yes, I said it. Vulnerability, being brave enough to say, here I am, all of me, flaws and all. That's not weakness. That is courage, and you can't have a healthy relationship without it. Let me tell you something. So many people want to be loved, but they're terrified of being seen. Do you feel that? That tension between wanting someone to fully embrace you and being scared out of your mind to let them see the parts of you that even you struggle with. That's where the real work starts. That's where the magic of connection lies, because when you show up fully with your fears, your insecurities, your dreams, your past wounds, you give someone the opportunity to love you for who you actually are, not for who you pretend to be. You cannot build something lasting on a mask. You can't build intimacy without truth. And yes, the truth feels risky. It feels like standing on a cliff and saying, I hope you catch me. But think about it. Is that fear worse than living in a relationship where you constantly feel like you have to hide? Is it worse than carrying the weight of pretending every single day? Vulnerability invites trust. Vulnerability says, I trust you with my heart. And when the other person holds it with care, that's how you create something unbreakable. Now listen to me. Being vulnerable doesn't mean oversharing. It doesn't mean dumping every thought or emotion without boundaries. It means intentionally letting someone in, piece by piece, with sincerity and honesty. It means saying, I'm scared of losing you, instead of acting distant. It means saying, I need more support. Instead of pretending you're fine. It's brave to speak your needs. It's powerful to admit you're not okay sometimes. That's where true connection deepens. You know what's riskier than being vulnerable? Living a lie, faking your way through a relationship, never knowing if they love the real you, or just the version you perform. That's not love. That's fear in disguise, and I know you want more than that. You deserve more than that. You deserve a love that meets you in your rawest places and still says, I'm staying. I remember moments in my own journey where I thought, if they see this side of me, they'll leave. But when I dared to be seen, when I risked showing my whole self, something amazing happened. They didn't run. They came closer. And even if someone does walk away when you're vulnerable, that's a blessing, not a loss. Because you'll never have to spend another second pretending to be something you're not just to be loved. The right person won't be afraid of your truth. They'll honor it. They'll celebrate it. Let me know if you want the next key point in the same powerful tone or need a visual summary. Growth comes from discomfort. Avoiding conflict or hard conversations stalls growth. Healthy relationships need the bravery to step into discomfort and evolve. We have this natural tendency to avoid discomfort at all costs, especially in relationships. We avoid tough conversations. We suppress what we really feel. We stay quiet instead of rocking the boat. But here's the truth. Growth does not happen in comfort. Growth happens when things get uncomfortable, when we're willing to face the tension, the awkwardness, the fear, the unknown, and say, this matters enough to go through this. You want a stronger relationship? You want deeper love? Then you have to lean into discomfort. That's where breakthroughs live. That's where understanding is born. That's where healing begins. People think a healthy relationship means zero arguments, no struggles, no confusion. But that's a fantasy. Real love is messy. Real connection requires navigating friction, not avoiding it. Think about it. When have you ever grown as a person by staying in your comfort zone? Never, not once. So why would your relationship be any different? You see, when we avoid conflict, we don't eliminate it. We just bury it, and buried things don't die. They fester, they build resentment, they create distance. They whisper lies like they don't care, or they'll never understand you. And all the while, you're sitting with things unsaid, boundaries uncrossed, and wounds unhealed. That is not peace, that's paralysis. If you love someone, if you truly value the relationship, you take the risk of being honest. Even when it's hard, you sit down and say, "This hurt me." You say, "I'm scared about where we're going." You ask the difficult questions. Are we still on the same page? Are we meeting each other's needs? Yes, it's terrifying. Yes, your heart races. But guess what? That's the sound of growth knocking on your door. And if you have the courage to open it, your relationship can transform into something stronger than ever. Comfort zones may feel safe, but they're not where the magic happens. That comfort eventually becomes a cage. You stop challenging each other. You stop being curious. You stop trying. You become roommates instead of partners. And it didn't happen overnight. It happened because neither of you wanted to risk the discomfort of change, but that risk is everything. That's the difference between a relationship that survives and a relationship that thrives . I know what it's like to be afraid to bring something up. I felt that lump in my throat, that moment of what if they get defensive? What if this changes everything? But you know what's worse, waking up every day knowing you're not being honest. Feeling like you're drifting apart because neither of you had the courage to have that one hard conversation. And if you've been there, you know exactly what I mean. Discomfort is not the enemy, it's a teacher. And in relationships, it teaches us how to listen, how to compromise, how to stand firm in who we are while still making space for someone else. That is powerful. That is love with muscle. And when you and your partner grow through the hard stuff together, you don't just survive. You evolve let me know if you'd like the next key point in this same style or want a summary version F for reference. Risk builds trust. Not just love. Trust is earned through consistent risk, choosing honesty when it's easier to lie, showing up when it's inconvenient, and committing when fear says to run. Let's get something straight. Love alone is not enough to build a healthy relationship. It's beautiful, it's powerful, it's necessary, yes, but love without trust, that's a house built on sand, and trust doesn't just fall from the sky. It's not automatic. You build it, moment by moment, decision by decision, risk by risk. It's those little courageous choices every single day that turn love into something unshakable. So let me tell you right now, if you want a relationship that lasts, you need to risk the truth to build trust. No shortcuts. Trust starts with honesty even when it's uncomfortable. Especially when it's uncomfortable, you risk saying, "I messed up." You risk saying, "I'm feeling insecure." You risk being fully transparent with no guarantee of how the other person will respond. That's where real trust is born. When you lay down your ego and say, "Here's where I'm at," you're giving the other person the gift of truth. And when they hold that truth with respect and care, the bond gets stronger. But let's be honest, it's scary. You think, what if they judge me? What if this ruins everything? But ask yourself this. Is it worth sacrificing trust just to avoid that fear? Is it worth keeping secrets just to stay comfortable? Because secrets are silent destroyers. They might seem harmless at first, but over time, they chip away at your connection until you're left with two people living side by side, not side by side in truth, but in silent distance. And don't get it twisted. Trust is not just about telling the truth. It's about showing up. It's about doing what you say you'll do, especially when it's inconvenient. It's about keeping your word when no one's watching. It's about being reliable when everything in your life feels chaotic. That consistency, that's gold in a relationship, because anyone can say, "I love you," but not everyone can show it in the hard moments, in the real life mess, when it would be easier to check out or walk away. I've seen couples rebuild trust after betrayal, not because they ignored the pain, but because they took the risk to face it head on. They had the hard talks. They asked the painful questions. They took full accountability. That kind of work isn't easy. It's brutal sometimes, but it's asterisk real asterisk, and real is where healing happens. Real is where you feel safe again. Sometimes the risk is choosing to trust even after you've been hurt. That's one of the hardest things to do. You've been burned, disappointed, maybe even betrayed, and now here you are, faced with someone new. Or maybe trying again with someone you love. And every part of you wants to run. But trust requires risk. It requires letting someone in even when your heart says, protect yourself. It doesn't mean being naive. It means being asterisk brave asterisk. You want to know what builds an extraordinary relationship. It's the couples who keep risking truth, the ones who keep risking vulnerability, the ones who say, I'd rather be honest and uncomfortable than fake and accepted. That's where the trust lives. That's where the love grows roots and becomes something the world can't shake, let me know. If you'd like the next point expanded the same way, or want a quick quote version F to share. Safety without risk becomes stagnation. Staying in your comfort zone may feel safe, but relationships that never stretch beyond that zone eventually feel lifeless. Let's talk about safety, emotional safety. Comfort, familiar routines, the patterns you know so well. Sounds good, right? But here's the part we don't talk about enough. When safety becomes a prison, when it turns into complacency, when the relationship starts to feel numb instead of alive. And why? Because neither of you is willing to take risks anymore. Because you've gotten so used to the routine that you've forgotten how to grow together. That's not safety, that's stagnation. That's love standing still, quietly fading under the surface while everything looks fine on the outside. You see, we crave certainty. We want to know exactly how someone will react, what they'll say, what the day will look like. But guess what? Certainty doesn't spark connection. Certainty doesn't fuel romance. It's the asterisk unpredictable asterisk, the asterisk courageous asterisk, the asterisk daring honesty asterisk that keeps the relationship asterisk alive asterisk. Staying in the safe zone all the time, that doesn't challenge you. It doesn't stretch you. And when people stop stretching together, they stop growing together. And when growth stops, connection withers. You know what's riskier than a hard conversation? Silence. You know what's more dangerous than trying something new together? Settling for the exact same emotional patterns year after year. You get so used to saying we're okay that you forget to ask if you're actually happy. You stop being curious. You stop asking deeper questions. You stop asterisk seeing asterisk each other, and instead you start functioning like teammates on autopilot. That's not what love was meant to be. It takes risk to say, something feels off. It takes courage to say, I want more intimacy. It takes strength to say, we've become too comfortable and I want us to shake things up. But if you don't say it, if you don't act on it, you'll wake up one day wondering where the spark went. Wondering why the person lying next to you feels like a stranger, and the truth will hit you. You didn't lose each other in a fight. You lost each other in the silence of comfort. I've seen people protect their peace so hard they destroyed the possibility of joy. I've seen people protect their routine so fiercely they left no room for spontaneity, no room for emotional risk, no room for surprise. But love isn't supposed to be robotic. It's supposed to make your heart race. It's supposed to evolve, and evolution takes risk. It means trying new things together. It means being open to feedback. It means being willing to ask, what would make our connection feel even better? And then asterisk listening asterisk. Sometimes you have to shake the snow globe, disrupt the stillness, stir the waters, because comfort without growth is not peace. It's slow decay. So be brave enough to say what you need. Be bold enough to challenge the routines. Be wild enough to suggest something totally different, even if it scares you both. That's how you keep the relationship asterisk moving asterisk. That's how you keep love alive. Not by hiding in comfort, but by risking forward. Let me know if you're ready for the next expanded point or want a condensed version F to revisit anytime. Fear is a signal, not a stop sign. Fear of rejection or failure is natural. But in relationships, fear can be a guide showing you what matters most and where the work is. Fear is one of the loudest voices in any relationship. It whispers lies like, "Don't say that, they'll leave." It screams, "Don't get too close, they'll hurt you." And we listen to it. We pull back, we shut down, we avoid, but hear me right now. Fear is not a stop sign. It's a signal, a flashing light that says, "This matters, pay attention." And in relationships, if you let fear lead, it will always drive you away from the love you want most. Always, you think fear is protecting you, but what it's really doing is keeping you stuck. Stuck in old patterns, stuck in silence, stuck in shallow conversations when your soul is begging for depth. And the most tragic part, you'll never know what kind of love is possible if you're too afraid to find out. You'll never taste that full, fierce, vulnerable kind of connection if you keep letting fear pull the strings. It will trap you in what's familiar, but familiar isn't the same as fulfilling. So how do you move through it? You stop treating fear like a red light and start treating it like a guidepost. Instead of saying, "I'm afraid to tell them how I feel," you say, "This fear is showing me how much I care." Instead of thinking, "If I show them this side of me, they'll leave," you think, "If they can't love the real me, they're not meant to stay." That shift, that mental and emotional shift, it changes everything. I've felt it too, that paralyzing fear of being misunderstood, that fear of rocking the boat, that fear of being too much, not enough, too emotional, too vulnerable. I get it, but I'm telling you right now, fear is not your truth. Fear is not your future. It's your threshold. You either step back into your comfort zone or you step forward into something real. And the people who build powerful, passionate, connected relationships, they step forward again and again and again. You're going to feel fear. That's not a question. The question is, what do you do with it? Because courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is choosing to act anyway. Courage is saying, "Yes, I'm terrified, but this person, this relationship, this dream of being fully known and deeply loved, it's worth the risk." And when you push through, when you speak the scary truth, when you allow yourself to be seen even through the trembling, you will either be loved more deeply than you ever imagined, or you'll discover you're strong enough to walk away from someone who couldn't meet you there. That's the win either way. That's the power of facing fear. You get clarity, you get truth, you get growth, and you stop living half lives, holding back in shadows, praying someone will notice you. You step into your own light. You say the thing, you take the risk, and that one terrifying act. It might just lead you to the connection your heart has been waiting for all along. Let me know if you want me to dive into the final key point, or give you a short emotional recap to keep on hand. Real love is a leap, not a checklist you don't qualify. Your way into deep love, you leap into it, risking your heart, your pride, and sometimes your plans is how you reach something extraordinary. Let's get real. Real love isn't something you apply for. It's not something you earn by checking the right boxes or presenting your most polished version of yourself. Real love isn't a list of qualifications. It's a leap. It's the wild, terrifying, beautiful decision to open your heart when everything inside of you screams, "Play it safe." But playing it safe, that's how you miss it. That's how you miss the kind of connection that changes your life. Because deep love doesn't grow in perfection. It grows in risk. You don't fall in love by being flawless. You fall in love by being human, by being raw, by letting someone see you when you're messy and unsure and scared. And let me tell you something. It's in that space, the unguarded, the vulnerable, the honest space, where real love ignites. Where you say, "I don't have it all together, but I'm showing up anyway." And guess what? That's the most magnetic, powerful energy you can bring into a relationship. Stop thinking love is something you earn once you're more confident or healed or ready. Love isn't waiting for a perfect version of you. It's waiting for a present version of you. The one who's willing to risk disappointment, to risk rejection, to risk falling flat, because even if it doesn't work out, you asterisk lived asterisk. You didn't sit on the sidelines watching your life go by. You didn't lock your heart in a cage and throw away the key. You asterisk showed up asterisk. You dared to feel. You asterisk leapt asterisk. Too many people are standing on the edge of love, holding back, waiting for a guarantee. But here's the truth, there is no guarantee. There's no promise that they'll love you back, or that it will last forever, or that you won't get hurt. But the pain of asterisk not asterisk trying, the pain of wondering what could have been, that will haunt you more than any heartbreak ever could. You don't want to look back and realize you stayed quiet when you should have spoken, that you played small when you were meant to be bold, that you settled when you were meant to asterisk, soar asterisk. Love asks for your full self, not just the polished version, not just the parts you think are lovable. It asks for your fears, your dreams, your contradictions. It asks you to be brave, to be soft in a world that tells you to be guarded. To say, this is me and I'm willing to leap. And if you leap and fall, you rise stronger. If you leap and fly, you change your whole life. This is your moment, right now. The version of you reading this, heart-pounding, soul-stirring. You are ready. Not perfect, asterisk ready, asterisk, ready to risk the awkward conversations, ready to risk looking foolish, ready to risk showing up fully, completely, unapologetically, because that's what it takes, that's what love demands. And that's what makes it worth everything. Let me know if you'd like a full speech combining all key points, or a summary video script F based on this style.